Hello, Millwall fans. Paul Eiffel here. It's time for Chat with Chaps.
Good morning. Welcome to Chat with Chaps. It's Joe Zampa here covering for Chris, who's away at the moment still. Just covering yesterday's games. It's the morning after yesterday's game at the Den where it finished Millwall 0, Cardiff City 1, unfortunately. Obviously still quite raw. I'm still feeling a little bit frustrated, sort of shocked, surprised from last night, and keep asking myself what the hell's just happened there. You know, one minute you're seeing out a lovely 2-1 win, 3 points on the board, and just get snatched away with you with virtually the last kick of the game. Yesterday we saw Alex Neil make 2 changes. He handed a first league start for Race Bangura Williams, a 20-year-old who replaced George Honeyman. And Langstaff came in for Ivanovic. So we had Jensen in goal. We had Ryan led right back, Tanganga, Cooper, and Joe Bryan left back. 2 centre mid pairing of Casper Denor and George Saville. And we had attacking 3 of Duncan Watmore on the right hand side. So he kept his place. We had Scanlon playing as a left winger, not as a left wing back like he started last game. And, of course, Race Bangura Williams playing in that real sort of tough position, number 10 role. We've seen Zian Fleming play that role in the past and SA at times as well. It's a real tough position for a player because that's a role where you've got to make things happen. You've got to create chances, try and score goals, make assists. And for a young 20-year-old to make his debut in there, it just shows you the faith that Alex Neil has got with Race. So I'm really sort of pleased for him. Prior to this game, Cardiff came with some really good form. They were 5 games unbeaten, taking points off Swansea, who they beat 3-0 on Saturday in their South Wales derby, and took points off Watford and Middlesbrough and Coventry, I believe, as well. So, yeah, they've been sort of playing some good teams and nicking some points there as well. The game started fantastic. I mean, we couldn't really wish for the game to start any better, could we really? There was a couple of little clearances from our side. I think Tanganga trying to clear a header out. It come back again. I think it was Saville then won the header. And it then sort of falls to Langstaff, who doesn't do a lot. It probably gets a little bit unnoticed, but what he does kind of starts that attack. So he's sort of, him sort of coming to receive the ball and his little touch plays the ball lovely into Watmore's path. And Watmore does what Watmore does. He runs the ball, head down, running at defenders are tracking back. And sometimes it doesn't pay off. I think we saw it in the last game against Hull. A couple of times he made those little runs that just didn't really amount to anything. But this time he got a bit lucky. I don't know whether he meant it, but he managed to somehow get a ball across to the incoming Callum Scallon, who sort of takes the ball lovely with his instep. He knocks the ball past Rilamoto, I think his name is, and then waits for the ball to kind of steady, and he smashes this left foot shot straight into the top left-hand corner. And from where I sit in the kitchen stand, I had a perfect view of it, and this ball just smashes in. And what a start. The whole Den erupted. I mean, there wasn't a lot of us in there yesterday, but we made a noise, and it was so good to get off to a fantastic start. And I'm so sort of pleased for Scallon to get his first goal in professional football, I believe. After that, I just felt that the whole team looked up for it. They seemed to have a lot of confidence. They were playing on the front foot. Scallon in particular, I thought was excellent, full of belief, full of confidence. Scallon was, he was winning his tackles, winning his battles. He was good on the ball. He looked effective. He looked a player. I certainly looked at him and thought, you know what? I can see why he's now a Liverpool youth player, and he's a promising youngster coming through, because he did show that quality. And I thought he really kind of got into the game and done really well for us, which I was really sort of pleased about. About 19 minutes in, all I can describe this was as a bit of Bangura Williams' brilliance, really. So There's a little bit of play in the top left-hand corner with Saville playing the ball in, and the ball kind of falls to sort of Scanner, who plays it, I think, into Saville, who then goes to Bangura Williams. And Bangura Williams, he just gets this ball and he absolutely turns Siopis, I think that's his name, the Greek international, inside out. I mean, he goes one way, goes the other, and Siopis doesn't know where the hell he is, and he gets to the byline and he's got the composure to cut the ball out and pick out Casper De Norre with a lovely ball. And of course, Casper De Norre finishes the ball excellent. You've seen this before. He hits the ball so clean with the inset, the inside of his foot, and just sort of places it into the bottom left-hand corner. He doesn't sort of smash it, doesn't sort of like go for a wild shot. He just hits this lovely ball low into the bottom left-hand corner, and the goalkeeper's got no chance, and we're thinking, what the hell, like, this is unbelievable. We're 2-0 up now, and it's just so good to sort of see that. And of course, you're expecting your number 10. We've seen, we all talk about Honeyman playing at number 10 role. Yes, he works very hard or everything else, but I always say a number 10 needs to score goals, create chances, and get assists. And Bangura's only played a week's football for us, and in that week he's got a goal and an assist already. And he looks a really good player. Don't get me wrong, he's far from the finished article. I think he still needs to build up his sort of championship first team experience and fitness, because fitness, playing for the under-21s, is a different fitness level. Playing for the championship, there's a big demand on you there, and you need to make sure that you are up for the challenge, of course. So I just need to just sort of emphasize that point, that he's got a long way to go still, but I'm really sort of pleased with what I'm seeing of him, and he does look a really good sort of player. When he has that chance, we look like we're really up for it. There wasn't really much going on after that. I feel that we tended to sort of sit back a little bit, and we invited a bit of pressure. I think there was a period between sort of 25 and 35 minutes when there was a lot of pressure from Cardiff, and they're almost sort of attacking our left side, their right side with Matey. And I don't know whether that was a tactical thing, whether they're trying to isolate or pick on Joe Bryan. But I must say, I thought Joe Bryan had a really good game defensively. I mean, I know he probably didn't offer us much going forward, but I just think defensively he looked really comfortable. Mighty is a handful; he's a big lump, and I do feel that he dealt with him quite well. Although there was a chance that we'll talk about later with Mighty, where I think he gets the ball and sort of cuts into his left foot and he smashes it, and it looks really dangerous. Although Jensen seems pretty calm and just lets the ball kind of go wide of the post. And it amazes me how these goalkeepers do that, because as a fan watching it, you're thinking, Jesus, like if I was in goal, I'd be like running across that goal to try and get a hand on it. But it's like goalkeepers seem to know their angles so well, and they kind of know, don't they, whether the ball goes wide or not, and just sort of leave it and just sort of see it out. And then, of course, you're thinking, right, we're getting close to half time. Can we see us out 2-0? And one thing I've learned is you never let a team in or score a goal in the 45th minute, because going into half time, their tails are up. And of course, we do just that. All I can say is there's been a calamity of errors here. 45 minutes, Tanganga firstly misses a header. I don't think everyone noticed that, but the ball comes to him and he headers the ball out and he headers his ball to Mighty. And Mighty sort of then gets the ball. He plays the ball into to Colwill, who then has a shot. Now, Saville does brilliantly where he dives in, he blocks this shot, but in doing so, he seems to take this shot quite bad, I don't know whether it hits his leg or his stomach, whatever, but he goes down like he's been shot in a scene out of a World War II movie, and he goes down, face down, doesn't move. The game's going on around him. Every now and again, I think Saville kind of puts his head up, looks around, puts his head back down again. At that point, I'm thinking, what's he doing? Like, why is he just getting up? I mean, even if you've got an injury or whatever, just get up. You're not going to get the free kick. It's not a head injury. The referee's not going to stop or blow the whistle. But Saville decides to kind of lay there. And like I said, the game's going on around him. The ball sort of tries to get played out. I think Cooper tries to head it out. And then Langstaff comes back trying to help out, and in doing so, he kind of takes a bad touch and puts the ball back in the cement mixer again. And at this point, the ball then breaks out again to Cooper. And I just don't know what's going on there, because if I'm Jake Cooper and Saville's down. You can see Saville's down. At that point, you just want to boot the ball as high as you can, as far as you can, out into for a throw in. But he just seems to play this little ball, a little pass to Willock. And I'm not quite sure what he was doing there, but he just passed the ball to Willock. He notices straight away he makes a mistake. So he goes to press Willock. Willock drops a shoulder. He goes right to Cooper's left. And he just hits this lovely sort of curler into the top corner. And Jensen, could he done better? I don't know. We just put it down to a good finish. And he hits his ball into the top corner. And, the last kick of the first half. And dare I say it, Cardiff are back in it. It's 2-1. And they are, now looking, that the tails are up. They're probably going at half time and they've got something to kind of to fight for, It's a real shame. So second half, no changes. I do recall as they were going off at half time, Bangura Williams was sort of like struggling a little bit. I think he was like limping, whether he had a bit of cramp or something. So I was surprised to see him come out second half, but he did. He did come out second half. There was no changes. I'll say there's very few chances in the second half. Naturally, Cardiff are going to up the possession, try and create more chances. They try to go for the equaliser. There was a few chances I've recorded, a few notes here. Callum Robson had a shot the edge of the box where he kind of works the ball onto his right foot, smashes it, I believe, and Jensen sort of saves quite comfortably. It kind of comes towards him, but how many times we've seen keepers play for Millwall that fumble those sort of chances. So we shouldn't take it for granted, but he holds the ball really, really well. And nothing really comes to it. There's another chance soon after where Chris Willock has the ball on the left-hand side and he turns Langstaff inside out. It goes one way, goes the other, and then eventually gets his shot with his left foot and it kind of goes wide of the post. Now, Jensen's diving across his goal and I believe he would have had a hand on it had it gone on target. But luckily, it just sort of goes wide. I think it goes out for a goal kick. On 51 minutes. Again, I want to describe this as a Bangura Williams brilliance. You can see he's sort of struggling for match fitness, but every time he gets on the ball, he's got that quality, he's got that composure. And one thing I loved about Roman Esse when he played for us is that when he had the ball, you're always on the edge of your seat. We're the paying public. We're a fan. We're watching the game. We want to be entertained. I always remember when Rowett was in charge so many times watching Millwall at home. And, I remember sort of sitting there thinking, I don't want to be here. Like, I just not enjoying it. Like, you start questioning whether I want to renew my season ticket. And we're probably winning still 1-0, but it's just so depressing to watch where I want to be entertained. I think Roman Esse, when he was playing, he got that, and he wanted to entertain. And yes, he made mistakes and everything else, but he tried to get us off our seats. And I think Bangura Williams is the same sort of player. He can do that. He's got the skills. He's got the little trickery in his armour, and he plays football the way it should be played. And like I said, 51 minutes, he gets the ball. There's sort of two midfielders around him trying to stop him, and all I can describe, he sort of drags the ball back and then goes forward again and completely baffles the midfield and then drives forward as a good number 10 should do. He's running forward and he plays this lovely little through ball to Langstaff, who unfortunately finds himself offside. Now, is there an argument to say, did Race hold the ball a little bit too long? Should Langstaff held his run and stay onside before going? Who knows? But the point I'm making is Bangura Williams, when he gets the ball in those areas, he tries to make things happen, and that's what you want from your number 10. We've been lacking severely with goals in how long, this season and even towards the end of last season. And, I do put that down to that creativity in that midfield. And I think having someone like Bangura Williams, who's only going to get better with game time, and minutes and whatnot, and maturity. I want to see him starting there every game. Unless we sign an amazing number 10 in this January window, let him play, let him get minutes, let him get 70 minutes, 65 minutes, let him develop like Esse did. You remember when Esse first started for us, he was getting minutes here and there. And when he started playing for us from the off, even then, I think Esse, it took him a good 7 or 8 games before he built up that kind of match fitness, that strength. And Bangura is no different. You see him putting up a couple of times with cramp, and he does go off eventually with cramp. It seems like, unfortunately. But look, let's keep playing him. I'm pleased Alex Neil's got faith in him. I'd like to see him start against Luton on Saturday as well. and let's get behind him. Yeah, let's not knock him if he makes mistakes. Let's get behind him. Let's give him confidence, and he could be a real player for us. After that chance, it's just a bit chaotic, really. At 58 minutes, we get a whole load of injury. So Leonard, as you saw, goes down injured. It's bad. I mean, we've seen Leonard go down with head injuries and whatnot, and he still wants to carry on playing. But this one, he's got no say in the matter. I think it's a calf injury. He seems to kind of hold his calf as he goes down, and he gets carried off the pitch. And of course, Danny Mack is the natural replacement for him. He comes in at right back. And all I can say is at this point, Danny Mack, I don't think he's really warmed up that much because, you know, prior to him coming on, what the bench should have been saying to him is, right, Danny, get out there and warmed up while we're kind of attending to Leonard. But I don't believe that actually happened. So all that's happened is they're probably talking to him, giving him instructions. And yes, I know he's probably warmed up a little bit in throughout the game in moments, but yeah, going to the corner flag and just sort of doing a couple of stretches, it's not really warming up. Yeah, he needed to be kind of running up and down that sort of touch line a little bit prior to coming on. Because what happens 5 minutes later is he goes on and of course he's trying to defend, you know, the cross coming in from the winger, who I can't remember who it was at the time now, but he kind of gets wrong-footed, and it seems like it's his knee. Nothing's come out yet, but it's rumored that it could be like a rupture on his ACL on his knee. And if it is, yeah, he's going to be out for a very long time. And he's just so cold that he just goes down, and his knee locks into the ground. He falls down, and you just know at that point it's not looking good for us. So sadly, he's stretchered off. You know, he can't even be sort of carried off or walked off. He has to go on a stretcher due to the severity of his injury. And at this point, of course, our new signing, Kramer, comes on for his Millwall debut. Now, he comes in an unfamiliar role at right back. I don't recall him playing right back before. I think he has played it on a right side of a free sometimes, or you know, in different areas. But I don't really believe he's played as a right back. But he looked really comfortable. I mean, he comes on, he looks lean, he looks sharp, he looks quick, and he was winning his headers, and he looked really sure. And he even got forward a few times. And there was a chance where not long after that, where there's a ball that comes out to, I think the ball breaks out to Joe Bryant. Again, Joe Bryant defensively really good. He wins this tackle. He brings the ball into the middle of the park. He plays a lovely ball to Casper De Norre, who I think then hits the ball across to Langstaff, who then plays the ball out wide to Kramer, who now runs up the right wing. Now, at this point, I think it's Willock who runs with him. And Kramer's got the confidence to sort of drop the shoulder and go past Willock, get to the byline. He hits a lovely crossing that's falling just behind Langstaff, which makes Langstaff sort of do this kind of scissor kick motion, if you like, volley. And Langstaff hits it and connects it so well. But sometimes you see this happen. He kind of hits it too well, where it kind of hits the middle of the goal. And again, you know, the keeper's in the right area, you know, shows good hands. And kind of easily captures that ball. In some ways, you kind of wanted to scuff that a little bit, and it might go into one of the corners. But you know, again, I think he hit it well, and great play and great movement from the lads there as they sort of created that chance. But then in 81 minutes, I then recall there was a foul on El Ghazi. I think he tried to cut inside, and Kramer obviously goes with him, as all good fullbacks should do. And I think he actually wins the ball, but the referee believes he doesn't, and thinks he takes more of the player than the ball. Anyway, he gives a free kick, and El Ghazi goes down, and he takes his free kick. And if you're a right-footed player take the free kick, you've probably got the ball in the perfect position at the moment. It's slightly left outside the box. And Jensen sets his wall up. I noticed Cooper was there also on the left-hand side to try and prevent a ball going to that top left-hand corner. And the way that Jensen positions himself in the goal, he's far to the right-hand side. Now, at this point, you know, if you're any good as a free kick taker, you've seen it done before, where I think it was the player played for Watford at the start of the season who scored in a very similar position. And if the player hits the ball over the wall to that top left-hand corner, there's no chance Jensen's going to get there. And you kind of really rely on the wall to stop that from going in. But what happens is Ghazi hits his free kick, and he goes for the top right-hand corner where Jensen is positioned. But just as he kicks his ball, Jensen sort of takes a step to his right, almost away from that top corner. and then he's got to kind of correct himself and go back across his goal. And I just feel that ball was, a foot or so to the left, or into that top corner, Jensen will have no chance. But luckily for us, it just curls and doesn't quite curl enough to go into that top corner. And luckily, it goes wide. On 85 minutes, there was a Jensen save. There was a cross coming from the right-hand side. I'm not sure who crossed it. It might have been NG that crossed the ball. And Salek, who then comes on a substitute, hits his head, and he out-jumps Tanganga, which is, not many players do that, but he seems to kind of out-jumps Tanganga here and wins his header, and he hits his header down. And Jensen does fantastic well to get to the bottom left-hand corner, kind of tip this chance wide of the post, and does fantastically well. On 90 minutes, again, another El Ghazi cross. This time a free header for Zalek, who, again, is unmarked. I'm not quite sure what Cooper or Tanganga were doing at that point, but he almost had a free header. And you could sort of see in the replay when he was trying to head this ball, he couldn't quite get his head over it. And if anything, he kind of headed it under. And the ball then just goes over the bar for a goal kick. And it's a missed opportunity for him. But unfortunately for us, he does redeem himself later on. And the way how this goal came about, all I can say is, again, it's a calamity of errors. It really is. And forget what happens beforehand. But the main thing is you've got Mitchell on the pitch here, who receives the ball, and he's under a little bit of pressure from Chambers, not too much, but of course, Chambers is going to go with him. At this point, he could have released the ball to Saville, or he could have released the ball to Cooper, but instead, and all I could put this down to is a lack of confidence, lack of composure, a bit of nervous energy. It's 2-1 to us. We're at the 97th minute, and he doesn't want to lose the ball. He doesn't probably trust himself. So what he's thinking is, I'm just going to clear this ball and pull it anywhere. And in doing so, he seems to try and clear this ball with his left foot, his weaker foot. Doesn't get enough purchase on this ball, and he just hits this ball to NG. Of course, at this point, Cardiff are on the counter-attack. NG drives the ball forward. He plays the ball out right to Ashford. Ashford now tries to get a cross in. And again, Joe Bryant does brilliantly where he stops the cross from coming in. But in doing so, it kind of gives the ball back to Ashford again, who has another chance. He then sees NG running in. NG then picks up the ball. I think he sort of plays like a 1-2 with Chambers. And he then sort of crosses the ball. And again, very much unlike Tanganga, really, but we've seen him make a few errors yesterday where the ball was then played into Zalic, and Zalic just sort of nudges Tanganga slightly. I mean, and it kind of puts Tanganga's balance off, where he almost falls to his left, and in doing so, it allows Zalic time to kind of swivel on the ball, create space to get his shot off. And if you look at the replay, and the slow motion replay, as Tanganga kind of goes off balance, he goes to his left and allows a lot of space for Zalic to get his shot off, and he hits this ball with venom, with power. And could Jensen done better? Sure. In slow motion, it probably looks like he could have done better, but at normal speeds, that ball is going at him like a rocket, and so fast he couldn't quite get his hands up. He almost kind of hits his face or his head, and ricochets and goes into the net. And what can you do? It's the 97th minute, and the players are absolutely deflated. They're absolutely deflated. They're on their knees. Some of the fans sort of boo them at full time as well, which I thought, I can understand their frustrations, but again, is it fair on the players? Collectively, do they need that? I think one or two individual errors cost us the game, unfortunately. And I think we scored two very, very good goals, and we considered two weak goals. We gifted them those two weak goals. So had we eradicated those errors, we would have won quite comfortably 2-0. And I think we'll be going home very happy, and feel a lot better about ourselves this morning. So there you go, guys. I don't know what you make of that. I'd be interested to get your thoughts in the comments. I keep forgetting to mention this, but again, if you can subscribe to this channel, you haven't done already, please subscribe. Be interested to see if there's any Cardiff fans watching this. Get your thoughts on the game, whether you felt that the draw was valid, whether you felt you were lucky. It'd be interesting to get your thoughts, your comments, and again, like the YouTube show as well. So if you like this, please give us a like. It all helps with the algorithms. As you know, everything we do goes to Cancer Research UK. So by you clicking like, by you subscribing, it just helps with the algorithms. It really helps the channel. And at the end of the season, Chris is going to announce how much we've raised for Cancer Research UK. So yeah, if you can do that for us, that'd be a lovely little favour. We really appreciate that. Even put a comment in there, guys. If you put a comment, it really helps. Again, with everything we're trying to do here. So that's all from me. I'm off to watch Millwall on Saturday, the early kickoff against Luton. It's a nice away ground. I like going to Luton. It's very quirky. Those that have gone, you know exactly what I mean as you're entering the stadium through the back gardens of local residents. But yeah, hope to see you there. Hope you have a good week. Yeah, let's be optimistic. You know, we need to sign some players in. You know, again, we desperately need a right back now. We don't know how long Leonard's going to be out for. Danny Mack looks like he's going to be out for quite a while. There are some positives. I thought Crammer was a positive yesterday. He looks a player. Can he fit at right back in a short term until we sign a right back? Who knows? But I think he looks a player. You know, good age, good signing. And for me, I was quite happy with that. I liked his attitude. You know, I like his aggression and his determination to win those headers. He looks really good on the ball. He looks athletic, and I think we've done a good bit of business there. Bangura Williams, again, another positive, guys. You know, really happy for him. He shows lots of potential, and like I said, look at Esse. It took him 7 or 8 games to kind of get to the levels where he needs to get at, and it'd be no different with Bangura Williams. He will get there. Just needs a bit of patience and just enjoy him, mate. Because dare I say it, you know, in a year or two, if we don't get promoted, could he be off? And if he does go off, fair play to him. You know, if he gets to move to the Premier League and does another essay, and we get a bag full of money for it, then fantastic. But let's enjoy him while he's here. Let's hope he gets the minutes. Let's hope he gets game time, and let's hope that he can be a big player for us this season in trying to create and get goals for us and get assists for us. That's it all from me. Enjoy your week, and bye for now.